everyone, and welcome to 1923 Main Street, where pavement, powder, and perfect swells combine with travel style every week. I am your host, Mike Belobradic, and today, what is street style? And more importantly, why skate, surf, and travel all belong together. Street style. I mean, it feels like it's everywhere. Fashion magazines talk about it, social media hashtags are all over it, and all sorts of brands wrap their arms around it. But we're betting they'd all give different answers if you ask them to define it. So what exactly is street style? For us, the answer is pretty simple. Street style isn't a specific type of clothing. It's a way style develops. It definitely doesn't start on a runway. Street style starts with real people living their everyday lives, and it grows from certain communities, cities, hobbies, music, travel, and culture before eventually influencing the wider fashion world and, yes, those runways. That's why street style never goes out of style. It's always evolving because people are. For our customers, skate style is probably one of the most recognizable influences of street style, I would say, but it's only one piece of a much bigger picture. Street style draws inspiration from all sorts of areas: skateboarding, surfing, music for sure, even vintage Americana. It's a little bit of workwear, some college campus vibes going on in there, outdoor adventure, travels, and urban local neighborhoods and cities. All of these things contribute something unique, and together they create what we recognize as street style. You can think of street style as a conversation, not a uniform, if that makes any sense. You know, skateboarding's had a big influence on modern casual fashion for sure. Skate graphic tees, hoodies, loose denim, skate shoes, flannel shirts, cargo shorts, all sorts of things became staples because they worked for skateboarders long before they appeared in fashion editorial spreads. And that's because skate style values comfort and durability and individuality, qualities that actually define street style today. But street style's broader than skateboarding alone. Someone can love street style and never step on a skateboard. And what about surfing? Surf culture's moved well beyond the beach. Originally, it was shaped by coastal surf communities, of course, but now surf clothes feel just as home in a mountain town or a lake community or on a road trip. It isn't really about surfing. The appeal is the lifestyle. And it's the same comfortable graphic tees and shorts and hoodies and sun-faded colors. Simple clothing that works whether you're walking a boardwalk or exploring a new city. Surf styles become part of the larger street style story because it represents that relaxed approach to everyday life. Travel actually might be the original influencer, and I say that because long before social media existed, the good old days, for those of us who remember it, people brought home ideas from the places they visited. For example, if we went to California, we don't live there. We were inspired by that laid-back wardrobe lifestyle. Tokyo would be something different, really style silhouettes and real attention to detail. And, a weekend in Europe, like Copenhagen or somewhere, that highlighted a clean, minimalist design. So every destination leaves a small impression, whether it's a new layer of clothing or a color palette or a graphic tee that you picked up as a reminder of a trip. In that sense, travel was one of the original influencers. So how does that apply to street style? Well, I'm talking about it because unlike trends that appear suddenly and disappear just as quickly, street style is something that evolves gradually over time and with each generation. It reflects how people actually live, just like travel style did. That's why certain wardrobe staples continue to appear decade after decade. The colors change, the outfits evolve, the graphics shifts, but the foundation remains surprisingly consistent, and that's because the pieces simply work. It's pretty remarkable when you think about it. Street style is based on simplicity and individuality. One of the biggest misconceptions about street style is that it means wearing certain brands or following a certain look. Nothing could be further from the truth, because street style has always encouraged individuality. You can mix vintage with new, or wear clothes that remind you of your favorite place, or layer in a way that feels comfortable for you when you're skateboarding or snowboarding or surfing or on the beach after surfing, probably more accurately. But the best street style always reflects the person wearing it and not a fashion rule book. So street style isn't about what you wear. It's about where you've been and what makes you, you. And street style is definitely not defined by a runway. It's written by real people, one adventure at a time. All right, everyone, there you have a little rant on street style this week for you. Follow along on social media at 1923 Main Street. Visit the shop at 1923mainstreet.com. I'll see you again next week. And as always, roam freely and ride bold.